The Central Club.
What's going on, people? Welcome to the Central Club. This episode is brought to you by Re-Inspire Printing, All-Time Mountain Shilajit and Weekend Defender. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the club, and hit the bell button to be notified of future content. Today, I'm very excited to interview this guest. This man is someone I come across last summer during the terrible times we went under with the riots and the stabbings and all the other shit that was going on, basically. And in such a negative storm, this man popped up on my feed that really inspired me, made me feel like, you know, there was hope after all. And he wasn't spouting any hate. He wasn't saying things that would be questionable by a certain group as racist. He was speaking facts. And, you know, ever since then, I've always wanted to speak to this man. And we're very lucky today to have him down. You might have come across him on social media. He goes by the name The Traditional Bricklayer. But I know him as Dean. And I welcome him here today.
What an intro. What an intro. Thanks, guys. It's not a be here. It's not a be here.
No, thank you. Honestly, you deserve it, I think, mate.
To be honest, no, I don't, mate. There's a lot of people deserve it. You know, there's a lot of people to shoulder to shoulder with me through thick and thin. And I'm hoping the people watching this will understand and appreciate my gratitude towards them. I'm not a grifter. I'm a bricklayer who loves his country and is trying to do right for the people. So I hope everyone watching, I'm here for you, no one else.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, I don't know if it's the way you come across, but it comes across so genuine. But if you genuinely do, it seems to me like you're either the best actor in the world or you wear your heart on your sleeve, you know?
Yeah, a true gentleman, Cullen, will be in touch with his emotions, but hold a strong arm. There's nothing wrong with being in touch with your emotions and your pride and your principles. But you must don a strong arm with that as well. Those, I believe, who don't show their emotion, who talk about the strong arm, are not about it.
Mm. Yeah, it's a well-known thing, isn't it? You know,
Yeah.
a real man will wear the pink shirt sort of thing. That kind
Which we see plenty of now on this social media. So I'm gonna come off the bat. I'm not gonna spit any graces. You know, we have a problem with men in society today. A big problem. The principle of a gentleman, the principle of a lady, and I think that's gone missing. What a thing! I don't do these podcasts. You know, I've spoken about it, and I was honoured and pleasure when you contacted me. And I feel, what am I going to gain out of this? It wasn't what I'm going to gain, it's what people are going to gain. The message that I can spread, the positivity. Now, it's about doing the right thing. And that is what I hold. And I just think now with this social media, there's a lot of fake stuff going. And it breaks my heart to see people playing off the emotions of the British public, creating division to profit. So, you know, my words will don the ears of those who want to listen, and they will pass the message on. And if I can do that and be a part of that, then I will. But people need to be aware of who's sincere and who's not.
Yeah, and, you know, since I've come on social media, say the past 4 years, I've seen people that the opposition would say those things. They're creating division. This is for money. But I truly believe there's people out there, and those people they were probably saying that about a few years back, I truly believe care about this country. But I do think since that, there has been an influx of others who have jumped on that.
Yeah, of course.
And I do see that. I do see it is for, It's definitely for many. They wouldn't do it otherwise.
Yeah. Do you know what, Colin? You know yourself. I'm one of these people, I'll take the positive of everything. The positive is they are making people aware. The negative is, are they ramping up things? You know, and from what I see, from what I know, and who I talk to, there's a couple out there who are genuine. But I'm sorry, I'm one of those. I find it very hard. Those who talk about two-tier policing who haven't even fucking experienced it, sorry for swearing. And God bless every man who's experienced two-tier policing but doesn't talk about it. That's what we need to come across there. There's a strength growing. And that strength needs to be thorough rather than weak. Because if there's a retaliation, or when I mean by retaliation, I mean it could be by the mainstream media, it could be by the government, it could be by any source. If the foundation's not there, let's get a backtrack, back to square one. So at the minute, you know, the positive, yes, they're sharing their messages. Two, when I look over my shoulder, I don't see their faces. And that to me means a lot. The faces I see are the people who are not heard. The bricklayers, the tilers, the roofers, the ground workers, care assistants, teachers. I don't see celebrities. I don't see these YouTubers. Do you see what I'm saying? So I'm thinking, what's your motive here? You're running people up the hill, but you're not there when they get to the hill. Now, I'll correct you. One thing about your podcast is your people, you're interviewing are our people, everyday problems, which some people are not, maybe a bit too nervous about interviewing. It could be drugs, it could be crime, it could be ex-football hooligan. We've all got pasts. We learn from our pasts to make us stronger. Only if you've got negatives in your life, only a fool will not learn from it. So that's why I come on here. You know, I'm not going to have no names. I know other podcasters who have put videos up and taken them down because the heat's gone on them, and they've re-put it back up. But I don't think people know that. And do people really need to know that? No, but it's good to be aware.
Yeah.
Of what you're watching, you know? Yeah.
Intent.
Yeah.
Like you said, isn't it?
Honesty, integrity. You know, right, there's a lot of political stuff going on at the moment. You know, listen, if you'd have said to me about politics 10 years ago, I had the same opinion as everyone else. They're all idiots, they're all wallies, they're all bent, they're all corrupt. That pretty much ain't changed. But if you're going to do a political talk, then you've got to be partial. You've got to have different opinions and different facts, you know, to weigh that so that what you're putting out is partial. Whereas some of these YouTubers, that they've got, I don't know, it just seems a motive.
Narrative.
Yeah, I'm seeing. And that narrative is negativity. When was the last time you watched one of these YouTubers talk great about Great Britain? There's a lot of stuff going on at the moment. We know that. But let me tell you, the people of Great Britain ain't found. It's the government. The love is still there.
And that's what really struck me with you. It was like people would always say, London's fallen. London's burning. Britain's finished. And you was the first man I heard say, we haven't fucking fallen.
No. Oh,
No?
blimey. Who says that? Who means defeat? I get it on comment feed all the time. Sorry, Dean, but this country's finished 20 years ago. Yes, this country is different than 20 years ago. And 20 years ago, the country's different than 20 years before that. We know that. Yes, it has taken a slight negative turn. But where are you going to throw the towel in? Leave what your forefathers fought for? And run? And your grandchild says, oh, are we English? Why aren't we living in England? What happened? Oh, because Grandad didn't have the heart to stand fight. So we left. There's a fine line. I don't want to go too much into it. A lot of youngsters now head out to Dubai, earn money. Globalists. So they are. Money. What happened to, there's nothing wrong with living in a modest house. It's the people who live in the house. It's not the house you live in. It's not the car you drive, it's the music you have on it. The integrity as a man to provide for your family and be happy. See the smiles on your kids' faces. family values. Now, I just want to say this. A gentleman's role, a gentleman sets his own value. That value is conscientiously an abundance of honesty. He sets his own will. He will not ask any other gentleman to perform a task that he has not the means to do. He's emotion and he has a strong arm. He protects his family from the troubles of the world and he provides. He leads by example. He's polite and well-mannered. He will never use his place of position to manipulate someone else. Everyone's on level pegging. Where has that gone? Better still, I'll tell you something, like, I'm like my facts, my history. The word lady, do you know where the word lady comes from? Anglo-Saxon meaning of the bread giver, the bread distributor. In other words, the lady is a distribution of love, peace, harmony. She balances the environment. When a husband comes home, it's love. It's peace. The kids are loved. Any husband who has a wife like that is truly blessed. Any son, daughter who bears a mother like that is truly blessed. Any neighbour who has a neighbour like that is truly blessed. Any community is truly blessed. That's where it starts. Where has that gone wrong? Where has that gone wrong? The word accountability has to come into play here. People are too far, I want to go out to Dubai, I want to earn money, social media impact, cigars, fast cars, I want it all there, I don't want to do the groundwork. Women become more feminine, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that if that's what you want to do. But it's affecting the values. Time and time again now you're seeing, I'll tell you a conversation I had. So mum and dad both working. Kids go to school, after school club, then childcare. Because mum and dad have to work. You've got to pay for this house. So I said to a fella in the summer, I said, I don't agree with you. I said, you need that Mercedes out there, £300 a month. You don't, do you? Get a Fiesta. Where you're living, downsize to a lesser area, affordable area. Then your missus can work 2 or 3 days a week and be at home and be a mum. Because someone else is bringing up your kids. Someone else is teaching your kids values. And by the time you and your wife get home, you're on your phones doing this. What's happened? So in the old days, if you speak to your mums or your nan's granddad, they'll all say, when we started off, we didn't have a bathroom or we had no heating, we had damp. Everyone went through it because they climbed the tree, the ladder, naturally. They saved. As I said to this gentleman, there's nothing wrong with living in that area. With this step, when your door shuts at your home, work your way up naturally. Your priority, your principle, your calling is to be a father and to lead by example. And her calling is to be a mother. Then you save naturally. When the kids are, 10, 12, you move up out the area to a 3-bed house. Then you eventually grow like that. And by the time you're 50, your mortgage less and you're in a nice home. But now it seems to be, kids in childcare, missus got to work, want the Mercedes, want this, want that. So we're going to need to go back. It's there, but we need reminding. So I've got the train up here today. And I don't like getting the trains, because I stay on the trains and everything that I do, everything I put myself through, I look at people on their phones, rushing around. Not one morning, not one hello. And I think people around, like the Exleys, like myself, even like yourself, do you really appreciate what we're trying to do? I don't think they know. I don't think they care. Honestly, I don't think all they care about is their money. What happens to the country, they don't care. It goes down the pan, goes. And it's sad. But, for me, that's a minority. The majority of people I'm talking to, I'm flooded. I'm kissed, my hands shaking, my cheeks kissed. And it's encouraging. People are aware now. But the question is, how do we get back to that? This society of this globalism, this money, So, yeah.
Yeah, it's very true and correct on everything you're saying. If I go back to when you said about, it's the bricklayer, it's the tiler, it's even every football club, every rugby club, in Wales anyway.
Yeah.
Every rugby club feels the same way. They called it the silent majority
Yeah,
for a
yeah.
long time, and it feels like people are starting to speak up.
Yeah, it's good.
It is good. It is, and it needs to be done in a way, because I think when it's just individuals, it's easy to be picked off with the race gun, because there's only one. There's not many people who think like that.
Yeah.
Pick him off.
Yeah.
Pick him off.
Mm.
And it's inspiring to see, and it's just about how do we get there. It is that there's people out there who would say deport everyone, get everyone gone. We need to get rid of globalism, which is very hard to do so, but
Right.
it's a battle.
Yeah. Callum, let's talk about principles, human decency, right? Let's talk about right and wrong. Not skin colour or religion. Let's talk about right or wrong. Now, I have many confrontations. Some are verbal, some are physical. Part and parcel, right? I talk about one I had Christmas week, echoed across the street by three guys, right? Called me Gammonhead. I can't work it out. They call me Gammonhead because I love my bacon. Who don't love a bacon sandwich?
No, that's what they're saying. You eat pork, is it?
Yeah, but why? That's not an insult. Call me something more meaningful. Slate me mum or something. Do you know what I mean? But a Gammonhead, I'm thinking, anyway. So, long story short, I cross the road, I always confront. And I'll tell you something there, Khan. My enemy chooses to surround me rather than face me. That's happened many times. So I confront it with an iron fist because I know what can happen if I don't confront it. If I turn and walk, it's more than likely I'm going to get filled from behind. So I won't go into aggressive detail. I'm going to describe these guys. They was of the Muslim faith. And they wanted to shout a few things at us. So I said, look, gentlemen, as a man, let's talk. Have it with a pen. Then you can have it with a sword after if you want it. Be a man. You're heckling me. Back it up. So, long story short, now stay with me on this, right or wrong. I said, who come here? Your dad or granddad? Oh, here we go. So answer the question, brother. He said, me granddad. I said, right, your granddad arrived here, scared. He fled from his country. He was in trouble. He come here with rags, probably. Maybe a few diseases. It was the hands of my granddad, the taxes paid, that brought your granddad here, that homed him, gave him health, dental, education, made him feel safe in a police environment, good infrastructure, good transport, and gave him opportunity to push on. And no doubt your granddad took that, probably worked 7 days a week, and I tip me hat to that. I'm so proud of that, what your granddad done when he come here. He probably got met with a few bit of racism here and there, and he marched on. Now you tell me, was that your God or your people brought him here? It weren't, Bubba. It was the hands of my granddad, the hands of your granddad, taxes paid. So imagine earning all your money back then and taxes be used to accommodate this. Now descendants of your granddad stand on my ground heckling me. To me, that's inhumane. Because if someone helped my granddad, I'd be thankful. My granddad was in trouble. A war-torn country or a refugee, and some country took him in and gave him all these opportunities, I'd be thankful. Forget religion, forget skin colour. They both just, three of them, looked at me. I said, now you know why people get the hump. And I'm going to make one more point. My granddad was Christian. It wasn't a Muslim faith that brought your granddad here. It wasn't your people. It was Christianity. And you mock me and you attack my culture. Right or wrong? Facts. Argue with that. So people are getting fed up. There's no skin colour. The word racism is a very financial word, a very platforming word. I can get why people use it. Jesus Christ, Cullen, there's people getting jobs not on merit anymore, but on skin colour. Or not just skin colour, on gender. on if you're straight or gay or bi.
Did you see what happened in California with the LA fires?
No.
And the fire department, basically, they are built off diversity and inclusion.
Yeah.
So the 3 highest paid fire departments are all from the LGBTQ community. You know, they're not good firefighters at all. It's
Right.
just because of who they were.
That's really strange you say that, Mike, because my example, I say some other videos. If my house is burning down and my family's in it, I have no care if your skin colour, your gender. I want the best person for the job to save my kids. If you're going to tick boxes and my kids or any of my friends, my neighbours, pensioners, die because of your incompetence, then I'm going to come into your life. And that's when you've got a problem. So going back to this confrontation, do you know what we done at the end of the confrontation? I shook their hands.
That's how it should be, isn't it?
But fair play to them, because they, and all this, and when they got stuck on them with a few facts, they couldn't, what could they say? Well, I'm not lying, I'm speaking facts. And I'm saying to them, you're attacking me and my culture. It was my culture that made you. You're here with progressing. I'm glad you took it. Marketing or whatever you're doing, you're educated, whatever you're doing, it was us who done it. So let's look at the values of what's right and what's wrong. If someone wants to call you a racist, it's not. Listen, there are some racists out there, we know that. That don't come from my heart. I welcome any man who's in trouble. Now my next point. I don't want to name any names, but someone who's on a very good platform in politics. I want you to talk to me. And people may think I'm a bit hard here. I can't talk to him. It's patronising me. Because he's banging a drum about how bad our history is. Right? His dad come over in the 60s, late 60s, 70s, and was a bus driver, and I salute that, you know. But knocking our history, knocking our heritage. In the wars, did your grandparents run? What did they do in World War II?
My one grandfather was medalled. He done many raids over Germany. Was
right. So did he run?
No. He fought. You know, my father's side was part of the Navy. He was Greek. He come here, fought for the country, come here, and then worked his way, and we all integrated.
Brilliant. But what about your nan? What did she do? Did she run?
No, my nan was a nurse. Yeah, for the war.
This man wants a conversation with me, whose line run from their country. Now, I understand why they run from their country, but you're trying to debate someone whose bloodline stayed and fought. No one run. For God's sake, Alan, grandkids were evacuated. Imagine saying to your children, I'm not going to see you for a year. Push them out to the countryside. How heartbreaking that was, putting 18-month-old babies in gas masks. But that's what we were about. We weren't running. And in fact, the women here, the housewives of Yorkshire, housewives of East London, housewives of Wales, Scotland, were willing to come down the streets with their brooms if we got invaded. So how can one talk to me and lecture me about my history and about the state of my country when his bloodline run? Can you see where I'm going with this? So there's right and there's wrong. I understand why they run. I'm not knocking them for running. But then don't stand there on my ground knocking me about why you know what I mean?
There is the other argument of some of these people who diss our history. They could have been part of the Commonwealth who fought for, their grandfathers fought in the war as well. But and they were very respectable of our country.
Yeah.
But it's like as if it's got lost in translation when it comes to their grandchildren, where they've just turned very hateful towards us. And I see a lot of that as tit for tat, or the tables turning in terms of slavery. A lot of them look back at slavery now, and this isn't our fault, but they look back at slavery and blame the British or the white man. And then on the Asian side of things as well, like if you look at India, like we had the British Commonwealth over there,
yeah,
and you have people from that kind of side saying, well, you come to our countries and, you know, but I thought we elevated, of course we built railways and, you know.
It's kind of like,
and even if it was bad, that's not us, like, you know.
Callum, right, let me, I've just got this one way of working, that's the bricklayer in me, you know, again, stop with the sensitivity, choose the truth over sensitivity, let's choose facts, let's go through, example, slavery, right, let me put this in a working man's terms, which you'll understand. There's a drug dealer, and there's a drug taker. The drug taker turns up, he just wants, I don't know, a little bit, I don't know what it is, 10, 20 pounds worth, right? But the drug dealer's big. The police turn up. Who did they arrest? The drug dealer. The drug dealer were the African nation. They were rounding up their own people and selling them. All we were the drug takers. We were buying, which is wrong. But we weren't the only country doing it. Now, when we realised it was wrong, what we become...
We abolished it, didn't we?
We become the police. We stopped it. We chased the drug dealers down. We done that. Do you know when that started? Do you know who started that? William the Conqueror. In 1070. He stopped slavery being used in London. And then around all the 92 shires of Great Britain. Then we rode the transatlantic the ocean to stop it. We lost hundreds of men, man. Hundreds of men. We were the only ones to do it. So what we're saying is, if you want to talk about slavery, talk about your own people who were selling your own people.
Well, it's everywhere, isn't it? The Arabs,
it's still
Chinese. It's not just the white man who does.
It's still going on now. So can you see where I'm going with this? Truth and facts. So they're talking about compensation. So they want to take compensation, reparations, is it, or whatever it's called, off of me.
It didn't affect them, though.
Who's a non-slave owner? And they want me, a non-slave owner, to give someone who's not a slave. Am I the only one seeing...
It's comical.
Yeah, but am I the only one seeing the truth? Instead of all these going around the bushes, creating all this sensitivity, all these special names for it, it's great. Let's talk facts. Now, the colonisation. Let me tell you, right, I have this all the time. The Bengal famine, blame Churchill for it, right? The Bengal famine coming every 40 years. It had been going, on paper recorded 3 or 4 times, it happened before we was even near. So let's talk about the positives. The life expectancy of of India was around about 35, 37. We increased it by twice in 4 years, introducing hygiene, homing, education, policing. We gave structure. And we did to many countries. Now, what interests me is, again, right and wrong. You robbed our countries. You stole. You done this, you done that, right? Is it my fault that your ancestors were weak and couldn't defend themselves? Because we were weak when the Romans invaded us. It happened to us. It's barbaric. That's
just how it was, yeah.
Yeah. So why are you coming at me? What, because we turn up in your country and we run it ragged? Blame your ancestors for being weak.
Well, you don't see us blaming Germany now for what happened.
Because we accept it.
Yeah. You don't blame the Swedes or the no, you know.
I think, listen, let's cut the throat on this. Let's be honest, right? It's a money-making scheme. It's beneficial in society to claim all these things, you know. Would you do it? You know, if I was from another country and I could think, well, I might be able to get a job here, not my merit.
My colour.
Yeah. And when I'm in the job, no one can say anything to me because they'll get dumped with racism.
Well, I think, again, it just shows how sad it is that people are getting jobs because they're not of their skill. But
listen, right, we was a country, right, of entrepreneurs. We shaped the world. People weren't like listening to me talk like this, but we did. We gave the woman's vote. We gave women independence. That was us.
Yeah.
The radio, medicine, electric. We shaped the world. Banking. First ones to own a bank was the Templars.
What's going on, people? I want to break in here to say a big shout out to our new sponsors at Altai Mountain Shilajit. I'm not one to jump on bandwagons, but with this, I had to. I was just really intrigued about it, and I'm glad I have. I started Shilajit now, I would say 3 months ago, and I really do see a difference. I suffer with OCD and ADHD. And I have 1,000 tabs open all the time. They are never closed. And since taking the Shilajit, I have seen vast improvements, first of all, in my sleep. Before this, I would be up all hours of the evening. My sleep is much, much better. I'm getting a healthy 6 to 8 hours in now. And for the first time in a long time, I started dreaming again. And these dreams are amazing, so much so that I can't wait to go to sleep the next day to see where it takes me next. In terms of my thought process and how I go about things, it's helped me massively to organize. Like I said, my ADHD runs wild, and since taking the Shilajit, I have found I've been able to categorize my priorities and be able to achieve things one thing at a time. So rather than giving you a fancy script, I'm just speaking from the heart that I truly believe that Shilajit has been a massive positive on my life. And, you know, I can't wait to start 2025 with a bang with Shilajit in my life. They also have, with Shilajit, we have the tablets I've been taking as well. So we have the wild-crafted sea moss. We also have the mushroom blend, and there's the Himalayan capsules as well. In terms of the Shilajit, there's 2 options. We've got the capsule options here, which are the daily drops you take. I think it is 2 a day. And of course, we have the resin, the pure Himalayan salt resin, which is what I use every day, just a pea size in a warm water with some lemon. You can't get it wrong. So make sure you contact Altai Mountain Shilajit for a sponsor with a discount code STAYCENTRAL for 20% off. Take care. Being Wales's biggest podcast means only one thing. We need to be sponsored by Wales's biggest clothing brand, Weekend Offender. They've been in the game for well over a decade now, and they still hold weight within the casual scene. So if you want a deal on the hottest seasonal drops, then hit the discount code below at Stay Central.
Where has all them great inventors gone, entrepreneurs? Our economies took us suffering because we've chose sensitivity over the truth. So what I'm saying is, right, in my personal opinion, where all the good inventors gone, you know, where's all the drive, the enthusiasm? My economy has gone from being one of the best in the world to, I think, 6th or 7th. You know, why is that? What's happened? Let's look at the fundamentals of all that. What is happening? And to me, the most racist thing out there, which is blatant, is the application form. Why does it want to know my gender? If I'm straight, gay, bi, or whatever, why does it want to know my religion? That's been in 30 years. They're bracing for this. Why? My name, address, photo of me maybe, come for an interview, or my CV, my experience. So why do they want to know my skin colour? What's that about?
Your nationality and...
Don't tell me it's for statistics. For what? Who cares about statistics?
The census.
If a centre forward's scoring 20, 30 goals a year, I don't care if he's black, pink or white. He's in the side zone.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's how the true British man feels. All this nonsense.
Well, it was the same with the aeroplanes, weren't it? We were trying to hire more black pilots. We need more black pilots. And you'd be like, well, no, if he's not good, like, it's going to crash the plane.
So then what does that put in your head? Sometimes I'm looking at it and think,
this is dangerous.
Babe, hold on a minute. The pilot's black. Has he got the job on merit or what? Sorry if you're black at it, but that's, do you see where I'm going with this?
Yeah, I agree.
You're thinking, like, But so talking about what I'm talking about, facts and opinions. Listen, we got battered by the Romans, battered by them, right?
The Normans.
We was slaved. Hence the song, Britannia will never ever be slaves, because we had about 1.22 million people taken from our country by a certain faith. I don't want to say the certain faith because it sounds like I'm being. It's part and parcel of it. History. We weren't strong enough. We got battered. We're boom. So people need to face up with facts rather than a sentence.
Well, it's the same with, and of course there are individuals out there who still feel this way, but you'll have Scottish people who can't stand the English. You'll have Welsh people.
Oh, it's funny.
But when it comes, but it's banter really.
Yeah, of course.
When it comes to World War, we were all together. You know, we're not trying to carve new laws because of this and
Well,
I should get a job because I'm Welsh, and you're, you know what? That's all that about.
I'll get messages now saying, Dean, great video. We believe in what you're saying, or this and that. I'm Irish. I know you're English. And I message back. I say, listen, brother, we're coming together. We can hate each other after.
Yeah.
Go back to hating each other.
Yeah.
But that's what's about unity.
When England play Wales, we'll have a bit of fun. Yeah.
Like I've got the cab here from the station. I'll describe the cab driver. It was Muslim. I asked him about his faith. Talking away, lovely conversation. But what my issue is, Helen, you know, it pains me to talk about it. All the terrorist attacks, everything that's going on at the moment, majority is leading to one faith. Right? So let's look at the facts here. You look at the Manchester woman, London Bridge stabbings, the beheading of Lee Rigby, you know, Borough Market stabbings, blah, 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 and go on, right? Why? Now, I know it's not all Muslims. I'm not going to be a cliche and someone says that. I know it's not. But you tell me the last Muslim leader who stood forward and said, we condone this. This doesn't represent our faith.
We don't condone it, yeah.
We don't condone it. We condemn it. This don't represent our faith. When was the last Muslim religion march around London saying these guys are extremists? They're not us. They're not us. We stand against it. Can you imagine the unity, what would come together of that? There would be hardly any division. But they're not. There's no one speaking up. And we know there's leaders. We know that because the Prime Minister goes and talks to them, doesn't he? You see it on TV. Community leaders, communities. Now I'm asking to myself, things are happening because if it was Christianity doing stuff, I'd go against it. I'd say these ain't Christians. These are extremists. This is not right. This is not what Christianity stands for. Can you see where I'm going with this? So again, I'm talking facts.
For holding account, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, it seems like you're silently agreeing.
100%. So
do you think that's what a lot of where maybe, I hate the word, but Islamophobia, do you think that's where a lot of it would come from, where people are thinking, well, hang on a minute, no one's calling this out, or...
Listen, phobia. Phobia is a fear. I don't have fear. I fear no man. Let me tell you, Cullen. You know, it's a word invented. But what worries me, again, facts. Make your decision on facts, not sensitivity. If you're going to a Christmas market and you're in an area where it's predominantly of one culture, you've got to be on your toes, kind of, with your kids. You've got to be on your toes. If you're not on your toes, something might happen and you'll regret it. So then we go back to the Manchester Arena, the concert. The security guard who called it, you know about that? Who caught the guy, right? But didn't come forward because you're scared of being racist, being called racist. Let the geezer in. Now, that's where words like Islamophobia have got us. So, for me, you need to base my decision, my personal decision, my family decision, if I'm here with you, Reese, is based on facts. And unfortunately, unless they come forward and do their bit in the community, stand up and condemn, more and more people are going to tarnish them all was under the same umbrella. Do you see what I'm saying? So
Facts over sensitivity. I like that.
if you was a health and safety officer, you do risk assessments. This building,
Fact, yeah.
risk assessment, they come in, your fire exits.
Yeah, I might know you personally, and, you know, we're mates, but I still have to do my job.
Of course.
I'm not going to, you know, if I know that this might cause serious accident, I'm not going to write it off because
Exactly.
you're my mate. I'm going to say, listen, Dean, I need to sort this out, mate, because it's going to be, you're going to be the one upset.
So
in the end,
how can they come up with such a word when majority of the crimes, the terrorist attacks, what are happening, what do they call them? Extremists. Islamists, is it? Islamists.
It's extremism.
Right, extremism, right? It's based really around one culture. So what I'm saying is, I have no problem with different faiths. I'm not going to sit and be one of these people who go, don't you see people online and go, I'm not racist, I've got black friends. I think, mate, what are you doing? Why are you trying to...
Well, you're falling into the hands of them who would say you're racist.
Yeah. I ain't got to talk. If you sit in here, I don't see if you're black, white or pink. I'm sitting here because you're a decent fella. I'm having a conversation.
Yeah.
You see where I'm going with? And that. So
I've been slammed for it. I've been slammed for interviewing certain guests. I've had my job, risking my
you will
job
do.
and all sorts. And, you know, there are cards I could pull. I won't do that. I won't fall into that trap.
Yeah, you will do. What I'm getting, pardon me, is people don't like you standing. People don't like you loving your country because they're afraid it's going to spread. And if it does, I think the
afraid to spread to wanting, you know, good to come. That shows the agenda, doesn't it?
Right.
If they're afraid of
the
it.
gravy train will stop. So platforming in society, whether it be cancelling, whether it be your job, that'll stop because more and more people will stand. More and more people will show love for their country and choose right over wrong and say, no, I'm not taking this. I'm not having it. I'm not being, right, this is me. And I know I speak for a lot of people. I'm the man at home who can't watch TV going.
I can't. Do you know when I watch, like, I used to, like, you know, as a kid, you watch Saturday night TV with your mum and dad, or I watch it and I'm like, and sometimes I question myself, have I turned into this, like, this right-wing, and I'm like, no, it is blatantly so tokenistic and so woke and so just like, I'm not surprised why YouTube has done so well and social media.
That's right. Now, I'm the man who can't watch TV because I'll get angry. Right. I'm the man who's got black, Asian, Jewish friends and gets told I treat them differently and I don't. I'm the man who gets told that my history's really bad. People like my icons, Winston Churchill, was the wrong one of them. And I'm that man who's now gone, I'm not having it. And they're the men you want to fear. God bless everyone, the football lads, the people, England flags on the back. But let me tell you, when a family man steps forward, they're the men you want to fear. They're the men that will send that message. And they're all workers, they're educated, they're trades, they're focused on their lives, they're provided for their families. They don't mind a pint here and there. But they're the ones. So I sit there and I think, do you want a bit of orange?
Go on. Why not?
All the way from London.
Can
you, Reece? Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Reece, you want a bit? So...
That's a proper tangerine.
Yeah. So...
Sweet.
That's what's happened. The men have woken up. So when we talk about Yexie's rallies, I'll go into detail. Gone are the days of the one tooth special brew drinking England flag on his back.
Let's be real, innit?
I love them all. Now, you've got education. Men of good worth coming. Good worth. People who have got trades, businesses. And this is the more important bit. The women. Normally, you go to your wife.
I know.
I'm going to rally.
I know what you're going to say.
Grow up,
Yeah.
you idiot. When are you going to grow up? Nah. They're saying to you, I'm going to the rally. So you coming?
Well, when it's the wife who's meant to be, you're the one you're protecting them, and when they see that you, the man of the house, is concerned,
Yep.
they're fucking concerned. It is, and even if they have been that grow up, it's because they wanted to bury the head and not believe it's true.
So when you get the women come forward, the government know they've got a problem because that's the head of the house, really. Hence why I don't like to call them riots. I'll go into that in a minute. The demonstrations, they randomly arrest women of all ages to send a message through. Some were just shouting, screaming, or whatever. Because if you switch on ITV and you see middle-aged women at these rallies and young women, pretty women, classy, well-to-do, you can see they're educated. People are going to go, what? This ain't super talents drink, not special. Do you see what I mean? That
ain't a West Ham football lad. Yeah.
Now, regards to the riots and all stuff, like, listen, I condemn those burning bins and stuff. You do stuff like that, you're going to go to prison. A riot, bit of pushing and pulling with the police. If anyone goes to any rallies or any demos, that is standard. Any police officer will tell you, bit of push and pulling, that's it. Far right. I'll ask you a question. When was the last far right riot in England?
I don't know.
About 1930. Oswald Mosley, the fascists.
Yeah, okay. Oswald, yeah.
There's been none other. Now you tell me when the last foreign issue was. The Palestine's a year I've had to watch my beautiful country, the capital being vandalised, people being intimidated by people walking around, the burning of my motherland flag. The BLM, 2020, statues, people being assaulted, stabbed, killed, premises being, not just in all around the world. The Brixton riots, I can go on. The far right riots. Do you understand what I'm saying?
So I just want to give you a little something as well that's very one-sided, and it's just shocking. And I had in my job, I was an email sent to me for far right. As we have a rise of the far right, we want to put you through some far right training, awareness training. And I put back to him, I said, this is really good. Yeah, fantastic. Because it seems like a lot of people don't know who the far right are. And I've actually been accused of being far right myself. So I'd like to go on this. And also, do you have any far left training as well? Because I have been targeted by a far left. I didn't get nothing back. They didn't ask me to go on the training, and I didn't get anything back.
Yeah. Do you know what?
The far right thing is just crazy.
Everything we're talking here is... I've spoke about rights and wrongs, which are based on facts, human decency. I've not said anything out of term. The rights, let me take, for example, Downing Street, bit of pushing and pulling. There was no cars overturned. There was no fires. Someone let a flare off. Right. It's not right.
Before I go to that, did you go to on the Palestine when it was Remembrance Day and Sadiq Khan was like, they can march whatever day they want, and it was like with the cenotaph that time, because that was a bit of a...
Yeah, that was last year.
That was a bit of a ploy by the police to kick up a fuss with...
Listen.
And I thought that was disgusting, one day of the year for Remembrance Day, one day, and they couldn't even give it to him.
Well, how it works is, right, in a protest, you don't have to, but it's by law, you have to have a counter-protest. They have to be within vocal distance. So that can be 500 yards or a mile, depending on where you're put. So when you see two protests coming together and people say, but Remembrance Day in a protest.
No, that's what I mean.
So I think my problem with Khan is he antagonises. He sends indirect racial messages, in my opinion. Right? Because that's a day of our day. No, I was dealing with the men. It's like You meet up with a few pals, then another few pals, and the group gets bigger. And there was altercations down there. Media didn't show that. My pal come down and he was met at Stratford by about 100 of them. It happens. There's a lot of stuff that goes on that isn't filmed and isn't reported. And I'm not going to sit here and say it's one-sided. Like, listen, it's... But a big day like that for me, Remembrance Day, is about respect and honour. You know, and if you're not going to respect that, then we've got a problem.
What made you stick your head above the parapet, you know, during 2024? What was like the final straw for you then? Because you seem like you've always had these opinions, but...
Oh, I've been doing this years.
Okay.
I've been going X's little demos for years.
You have you?
Yeah.
Okay, I apologise.
No, yeah.
The one that I really seen you come out on.
Yeah, because what happened was that obviously the platform for my work blew up. And I thought, I've got to use this to protect my culture and to try and help people. And that's what we've done. Listen, I didn't ask I say this all the time, I didn't ask to be here. The people have put me here. My following's going through the roof, you know. I've not done a bricklaying video for over 2 months. Now I need to get back because I love my bricklaying. You know, that is me. But, so that was that, and all of a sudden, people started putting me this figure to listen to, and I'm getting people. I got a message the other week. It blew my mind. He said, Dean, I'm a 36-year-old man. He said, never in my life growing up would I have thought my idol would have been a bricklayer.
Oh.
I'm getting messages from that. I'm swaying on this. I'm getting messages from, I don't like to call them celebrities, you know, people on the TV and stuff. They really like celebrities now.
The ones part of this establishment system who have been given a platform.
I'm talking
secretly giving their opinion to you.
Yeah.
But can't say it because...
And I'm like, do you know what? And I'll be honest with you, I don't mean to be disrespectful, tell you, you know, but the only care I have is of my people sending messages. I know I've got better strength and better support from someone who's got 90 followers because they mean well. They've got no intention. They've got no intention to earn off it. They're honest. Do you see what I'm saying? Whereas some of them...
Well, there's a lot out there who are like, so for example, you know, I went and visited Tommy, but I just from what I see on YouTube, people are doing Tommy videos every single day and making a lot of money off it. Like,
cringing,
you know?
It's cringing. But listen, Yexley...
You see me doing that every day, talking about that shit?
No, listen, Yexley, I've got a lot of respect for that man. You got to remember, he put himself out there before anybody did. And do you know what? The richest man in the world now backs him.
Yeah.
When that lad comes out, he's going to be a millionaire. God's going to give him everything he deserves. He's going to be a millionaire. Mark my words. He will meet Trump. He will meet Musk. And I'll bet you Trump offers him citizenship in America and he'll be a millionaire. And do you know what? God moves in mysterious ways. When the Holy Spirit comes to talk to you, you can't reason with it. He's done his work. Now, people agree with it, not. All he's done is woke people up. He's not a racist. I know he's not a racist. I'll tell you that now. Well, you know that anyway. You know, he has concerns about mixing certain cultures who don't believe in the same as we do. And yes, that's why we're getting pumps. Anyway.
And you'll notice that because all the media has done is try to hash up petty offences and to discredit him.
Do you know what? I don't think that's the problem, Colin. I think the problem is these people pushing his narrative. They're hanging on because they know when he gets out, they're going to be part of that and they're going to earn very well out of it.
Yeah.
They're the danger. Let me tell you, they're the danger. So who buys the paper now? Who watches the news on telly? Hardly anyone, right? The people over YouTube, they're the danger. In fact, I'm going to make a bold statement. If I was ever to be Prime Minister, I would put some sort of, they've got to have a licence.
I've said.
and they'd be monitored. And it wouldn't be Starmer going through their door, it'd be me, spreading misinformation, earning off people's innocent feelings and care for this country. So you're going to see this now. And I shall tell you, Exodus, he's going to have 10 or 20 people wrapped around him because they know when he comes out, he's going to be the #1 world figure.
And they'll have all their platform.
And they're going to earn off of it, right? And it just amuses me. I'm not the only one who can see it. They're the danger.
I think in terms of like a license of YouTube or whatever, like I think it is very messy, and you know, because I'm all for freedom of speech.
Yeah.
But you do see people like TikTok, for instance. They've gone about shitting in America. If you go on TikTok here, it's so toxic. The amount of people who are fleecing people. I've seen people on TikTok pretend they've got illnesses and stuff to fleece many are vulnerable people, and I feel like there's no talent. You are just scamming people, and I think that needs to be looked at and changed. In terms of the Tommy thing, like you said earlier on at the beginning, I think it's great that there's more people raising awareness as if there's more of us coming together. But there's definitely people on there who had, you know, for the wrong intentions.
Listen, let me put this out there, right? We haven't got as big a problem as people are saying or promoting. We haven't. I'm telling you that firsthand. You know, I know people with different faiths. You know, I know it's only these extremists stuff that have got to be dealt with. Right, okay, government, sit down. How are we going to deal with this? Sort it. Sort the gangs out. You know, if you have to, shut certain bits down that the mosques or whatever, if they're producing this. You know, police it and do it properly. I strongly believe a lot has happened because of what would you say? It's not being governed properly. That's the word.
Well, our government, first and foremost, it's not being governed properly, and I think this is giving a lot of people to be upset. And
right, so this is what, you know, I say all the time, if I can't drink, if I'm walking down the street and there's a man, he looks hungry, I'm going to give him some money on some food. I don't care if he's...
You're not going to get your phone out, are you?
I'm not going to ask him and say to him, you're Muslim, you're Sikh or you're Hindu. I'm going to give him money. I'm known for that. That's what I do. I'm not going to get my phone out. Because charity is between you and God and that person. No one else. Can we not see this? Right? That the government doing what they're doing. Let's not get... Right. It's an hard topic, right? So let's not forget what the Conservatives have done. If I was to vote, I would be a Conservative of the old Conservative. But let's not forget the damage they've done. Now, I'm going to tell you something about Conservative. Right. Another history fact that people probably think I'm boring.
Yeah.
They're known as the Tories.
Yeah.
So where the word Tory comes from? It's an Irish word from the 1700s. It represents robbers of the community, sergeants. And they were called the Tories in the 70s, nicknamed the Tories, and it stuck with them. And even today, they don't, even their own say Tories. They don't know the meaning of it. Tell me the last thing the Conservatives conserved.
I can't tell you.
Have they conserved our culture?
No.
Christianity? Family values? They haven't.
Mm. And quickly, so obviously being Welsh, Maggie Thatcher, the miners, horrific. But I look back at what she stood for. Like my great grandmother, she wouldn't have a bad word say about her. Do you know?
Yeah.
She wouldn't have a fucking bad.
Very strong woman.
Yeah, respected her, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I look at a lot of what she spoke about, and she spoke a lot of sense. Yeah, but
it's aged well.
It's aged
at
well.
that time.
Correct. That's
at that time.
Yes,
but now. So, you got Conservatives, you got Labour, who meant to represent the working union parties, the working man. That's gone. That went a long time ago. In fact, the union parties now have turned so left and liberal
They're very
recognisable.
like a communist party, you know.
Yeah. So then, like, where do we go? Right. Labour are very much like Conservative. Conservative are very much like Labour. And up pops Reform. Who, let's have this right, last April, Reform were nobody. It wasn't until Yexley, myself, and some others doing speeches said, follow this mob. And they platformed. Only for them to describe
The Tories.
that lot. Us as that lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there, let me tell you where this is going, right? This is my opinion. My opinion. He knows when Yexley comes out, there's already people, there's a lot of people leaving Reform. He knows when Yexley comes out, Yexley could destroy Reform by withdrawing his support. And a lot of people who are supporting Yexley will leave. He's going to be a martyr when he comes out, right? Farage ain't going to put Reform in jeopardy. So what he's doing is he's going after the Conservative vote. Hence why he's taking on all the old Conservatives. So what puzzles me is, 1 minute you're Conservative, then you jump ship to Reform, what, do you just all of a sudden change your beliefs? Because if you support West Ham or Cardiff or Swansea, you support them for life. You don't support Cardiff 1 week and then support West Ham.
No.
Do you see what I'm going with this? So he's going after the Conservative vote, which means pretty much of what we've just had for the last 10, 14 years.
He's going to have again.
We're going to have again. Now, what worries me is, are people being led up the garden path?
Yeah. I truly believe that Reform is lip service. It is lip service for the British patriot to go, sit down, be good, be quiet, don't worry. In 4 years' time, they're buying time, they are.
Yeah.
Because they know people are upset and tired.
Yeah.
And when they get in, they're going to be just the fucking same.
Right, let me just, again, I'm going to talk right or wrong, because I see things right or wrong, right? Farage has said a lot what Yexley said. Why hasn't he been treated like Yexley? Why is Farage on the news every day?
I'm a celebrity, get me out of here.
Why is he such in the media on different news programmes when he said literally the same things what Paul Golding, Yexley, and many others over the years have been saying? They've been classed as racist, far-right bomb, get rid of him. So, is he controlled? Controlled opposition. That's the word.
You're either controlled opposition, and it is because you're a Tory as well. But because Nigel's look is the same as most Conservatives, which is Tommy's a criminal. He's a criminal. He cannot be. But then it's okay for Donald Trump to be a criminal, and
it's
just like it's a mess. But there is also the theory of Reform being the Trojan horse in terms of no, not Tommy Robinson, not. And when they get in, bring Tommy. Which I think that is. Right,
what you got to remember is. This thing with Farage and Yexley has been going on years, back to UKIP days, 2017.
I think he's got a bit of a jealousy problem with it.
Of course he is. He's one of a self-promoter. He hasn't got a country at heart. He's a performer.
Yeah.
What leader, tell me the last time you see a leader go on I'm a celebrity, get me out of here programme. I wouldn't compromise my integrity. If I was a leader, I intend to lead my people. I wouldn't go on
I think that was all planned for him to get likability from the people who watch TV, to then vote in years down. Do you know what? He was a lion, I'm a celebrity. Yeah, I'm going to vote him. You know those brainwashed people who are small-minded, who just watch TV?
It's desperate. But you go back to all the leaders. Could you see Churchill on that programme?
No.
Could you see Thatcher on that programme? No. These are leaders.
Ed Balls and Nigel Farage.
A leader is a leader, right? Doesn't talk much, goes on with the intent in his eyes, and you can see, delivers and goes. And then people want that person, that man or lady. It's intent. They don't have to do that. That's performance. That's for popularity. And people go, done it for votes. Like, come on. What we're gonna have we come to that point where the country is voting for a man because he was in a program?
Yeah. Was there ever a time there where you did back Nigel and when you got stop?
Yeah. I see Nigel as the best of a bad bunch, and I come publicly forward and said, look, let's go.
Like Trump in terms of best of a bad bunch, where people would say
Yeah.
You know, he might be a bit nuts, but he will get stuff done.
And then what I'm confused about, again, ladies and gentlemen, this is my opinion and how I stand. I'm not asking you to do this. As soon as he said that, look.
Yeah, that's what really... and Richard Tice.
Now, before that, this is what gets me, right? And I'm going to talk facts again. This is just facts. I make a lot of my decisions on facts. If you ain't sure, you can't say it. So...
Well, sorry... Finish off this and we'll have a quick break.
Yeah.
Go on.
So I make a lot of my decision on facts. If you ain't sure, you can't say it, right? If Farage get in and what they've proposed they're going to do you not think there's going to be a backlash from the Liberals and the left?
100%.
Of course there is, a major backlash. In fact, I'd probably go as far as there'll be mass riots. You're not left or right. They will. They're worse than the right, I think, right?
The left, the Antifas.
Yeah. So, right, is Nigel strong enough to deal with that backlash? Because if he is, then where is he in the summer?
And if he was, he would have backed Tommy. He wouldn't have said,
Exactly.
I don't associate.
So when innocent people in the summer go back, we're being arrested. Now, again, for tweets, saying what you said, depends on the way you want to look at it, but it's not prison time for it. Sorry. Unless you're saying kill everyone or things like that, yeah. He didn't come out and support the people. Like, he didn't come out and support the people. He didn't come out and stick up for people. He didn't come out and stick up for the kids, the families. He took the action of silence. And that was minor. So what he's proposing, I think the people are going to, big shot with hands, is a U-turn. And that's what I worry about, you know. You've got to be strong, iron-fisted, and as much as you don't like Starmer, and as much as I hate the decisions he's made, he's stuck by him. He's wrong, in my opinion. Totally wrong. Disgustingly wrong.
Yeah, you saying like those who probably disagree with Tommy Robinson totally would have respect because he's stuck by he's been staunch on his opinion.
Yeah.
You see a lot of Muslims who say, I respect Tommy for him actually standing up. Cool. You know?
And it's like a man from, I respect any patriotic man, any who loves their country. When I go on holiday, if I go to Egypt, Turkey or Spain or whatever, I indulge. I learn. If there's a festival, I'll join in. I'll even dress up, you know, and have a laugh. You know, do you know what I mean? Because that's what I'm about. So there needs to be
I think we're very understanding as British people, and it's really sad that it's come to a time and a place where we have to explain those things. Because you're right. Even when I speak to Muslim friends, I say, "Oh, as-salam," or you know, like, what if I'm in a taxi? You're like, "Oh yeah, inshallah." Like, you know, I only know 2 words, but I know they're like hello or
yeah.
I try and be respectful of that. Like, you know what I mean? And we're known for that as British, and the fact we get portrayed as being something, well, is really disheartening.
Right. So getting betrayed is because, or getting portrayed as something, is because you're letting it. That man sitting on his sofa right now watching this on his phone, while his kids are in bed or his missus down the other end of the settee. Put your phone down, man. Go and be with your family. Stand. Do you see what I'm saying? It's become weak. It's become so weak, it's become acceptable. The wrong has become so consistent, it's become right. And the right has become so inconsistent, it's wrong.
I think another big problem we see in our society now, which has ruined us as a society, man has become weak, and we have treated women like objects, the same way some of us may say other cultures treat women wrong.
Yeah.
The Bonnie Blue, Lily Phillips, the OnlyFans girls, they've just done 1,000, they just slept with 1,000 men in 12 hours. As much as I hate it's grotesque of her.
1001.
Yeah.
I went last.
No, but for those men as well are just as fucking weak and as sad. You're just as bad for doing it.
Oh, do you know what, Mike? You know, so if a card game, who holds the majority of the cards? The woman, when it comes to sex. And men are like, they'll go have a bird because, a woman, they might even have nice hands. Men are weak like that, they always have been. It's in us, you know. She's a card holder.
Could you imagine the last guy? Can you imagine it like in Argos? Ticket number 1001,
It
please.
wasn't that bad, Joe. It wasn't that bad. No, listen. I'll tell you say it works.
Fuck, you knew there was a weakness, did you?
Can you imagine being the old man?
Oh.
Can you imagine being a dad?
Well, she done a video straight after there with some geezer who come across like he was her boyfriend, and I was like, you are a mug, mate.
Right, now listen.
But their way will be, you're the mug because I got all this money now. And you're like, again, it's money, it's
Right.
globalism.
Right, this is what I'm getting at. Right and wrong. People, please listen to me. Human decency, human morals. Why are you watching that? If you don't watch it, there'll be no platform.
Mm.
It comes up, you just, what is she? Bomb. You dismiss her. And that's what I do. I don't give these people platforms.
Well, I don't understand why people would even pay when you could go on porn. Porn's bad enough, but you could watch something for free. Like, why do you want to pay? And it's just like, oh my God.
I didn't even know who this person was till the other day. Someone said, and I was talking about him, and they told me. I couldn't tell you what she looks like or anything. But yeah, it's like I say, don't watch what you don't like. You have a choice. Keep your integrity and your principles. I'm not going to watch that because you're feeding. So you'll get someone like, what's his name, Piers Morgan or GB News. Have people on there on purpose.
They talk out of both sides of the mouth, don't they?
To wind you up. And then you see through it. All he's going to do is give you up for the day. Do you know what I mean? You're not. You're sitting there thinking, oh. So I'm just like, I'd be radio on my capital gold. Even when the news comes on, put it down.
Yeah.
You know, and
I do like to watch the news sometimes because I like to be informed of what I'm being misinformed.
Yeah,
you know, I like to say, why are they telling me this?
yeah.
What angle are they giving you? Because I don't believe it, but I'd like to see what angle they make my own assumption from that then, you know?
Yeah, I come from an era, you know, where comedy was gold and it's been taken down because of
Chubby Brown.
And you know, at the end of the day, if a guy comes on and he swears a lot, and you don't like it, you don't watch it. The same as smoking. You know, smoking in pubs. If you don't agree with it, right, I'm not going in that pub, babe, because they smoke in there. Let's go to that pub where they don't smoke. That should be one's choice. That's the strength of the British. That is freedom of speech, the freedom of movement, the strength.
Or create smoking pubs.
That's what I'm saying. But you know that's a smoking pub, so if you don't like it, don't go.
Yeah.
Simple.
You know, but I think, you know, a lot of the government's look would have been, well, some people, that's their local pub and they want to smoke. I would have happily have taken the decision if they said, okay, ban the smoking in the pub, you know, but build some smoking pubs.
Yeah.
I'll happily go to a pub that I can have a ciggy in. Like,
listen, you work hard. You work hard all week. You want to have a pint, you want to have a cigarette, if that's your thing. I'm saying for the working man. Let him do it. It's been a horrible week. You're taking off him left, right and centre. Let him have his cigarette. The man will be happy. Go back to work tomorrow.
So, Dean, we've been speaking a lot about the Reform Party, Labour, Conservatives, and I've noticed on your social media that, you know, you want to take a political stand. It's kind of like the only way forward.
Yeah. I made a decision to step forward, to step up from the street. My concerns, I didn't see anyone in terms of leadership doing what I want to see. I didn't see anyone in leadership taking involved the people, speaking for the people, take action of the people. So, this is a little bit deep. I was getting so many messages, you know, about leading some sort of, and I weren't sure, and I knew what to do, and I took a job on, and I worked on a farm on my own. Robinson Crusoe, and just surrounded by horses. When I mean surrounded by horses, goats and sheep, I mean literally the horse would be on my shoulder while I was working. There's videos online of it, it's amazing. I went to find myself, and I went to see my local vicar, and I had a conversation, and he asked me, emotional. Edit this bit out. And he said, what's your calling? I said, to be a good dad. He said, no, that's your duty. And he said, Dean, some people are put here
And there were certain signs he spoke about in that. And listen, I'm a Christian. I'm not by all honesty, I'm not a diehard Christian that goes to church every Sunday. I go as much as I can, and I believe my faith is in my heart and my actions. And yeah, so
Okay, mate.
we've just seeing like my people just like getting battered, and just seeing people make money off of it with no intention makes me want to growl. So yeah, that was it. So I got contacted by a few different people, and I'm not a politician, I'm a bricklayer, and I just thought, right. And then I sat down with UKIP. Now, the reason I chose UKIP is, from my point of view, they're like a renegation. They're like, like a Manchester United. They're just waiting for another good manager like Alex Ferguson. Everything's there. The foundation, the structure, the chairman's fantastic. And we had talks. And he gave me a role as a spokesman. And everything that I believe in, I see through the chairman and some of the other members on the committee, the NEC. And I thought this is the way. So we had a chat. The logo's been redesigned. The manifesto's been redesigned. We've come up with a fantastic solution. I want to encourage, this is what I'd like to do. I want to encourage the enthusiasm of small businesses. I want to encourage people to do well. So if you're making sandwiches in a factory, I want you to be the foreman of the factory, work you out. Then I want you to open your own factory, be manager, be a figure of the community. That's what makes this economy great again. I want to get farmers producing their own food. Go back to good food. Get the farms working. Produce their own steel and fuel again. I don't want to punish people for doing well. Can we not see small business rates? Give them relief. Give them a chance to employ people. Let us do well. Bring the economy up. I want us to be at a party where families are proud to be a part, because it means the British principles. What we believe in. We believe in diversity, but both ways, not one way. So if you go to certain areas of London, it's completely swayed one way. It's not diverse. I want to see investment in white communities. I want to see investment in British doctors. I want to see us have the best medical profession, so then other countries want our doctors. And where we're starting again, I think we've got that. I think we've got it. Now, what upsets me and burns an hole in my soul is when I see people manipulating and talking bad about UKIP. Because let me tell you something now, no one knows this now. This is an exclusive. So I want to build that family party where we stand for family values. We encourage the self-employed, the working class, the small businesses to do well. And one who does well will then climb the ladder of success in life. And our economy will be great. Like I said, the farming, the steel, the fuel, the engineering, the engineers out there, the construction trade. Let's get hold of it. Let's make our kids want to be engineers, want to be bricklayers, Let's create that greatness in a party where people know they're proud to be a part of. They're not going to be had over. Nah. What burns an hole in my soul is there seemed to be a little game plan here about a party that's leading people up the garden path. You carry on, and I'm going to give you an exclusive here, and I'm looking at the camera. You carry on. People tell me I'm flogging a dead horse. I'm not going to do it. The spirit inside me, I'll get this from my forefathers, to stand and fight and to win. And I've took this challenge on. Let me give you an exclusive here for all those people who are saying this. UKIP's growth over the last 2 weeks has been the best since 2018. I'm getting emails, I'm getting screenshots, I'm getting people sending photos of a UKIP membership card who are proud. And it's only going to continue to grow. So we need to get rid of the stigma of the far right, the racism which everyone's in agreement with. The logo's being changed, the manifesto's being modified. We're becoming that family unit. And one thing I said, for the task ahead, for the goals to be achieved. I like that.
Yeah, I like that.
Nah. We've got 4 years. Are we going to win an election? I don't think we are. But what we can be is such a strong voice and pressure group. You'd be a fool not to listen to us. Could we win the election in 8 years' time? Yeah, 100%. Now, I've said to you, the UKIP, the chairman, I'm going to give you 18 months of my time at Godspeed. And after 18 months, it hasn't worked. At least I can look myself in the mirror. That's how I've had to go. That's what it's about. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's integrity and honesty. We've still got 4 years. Now, please don't comment on this video and say that I'm splitting the vote, because I ain't. Actions and words of your leader at the moment is splitting the vote. My support will grow, not through my words, through my actions. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. The leader at the moment, the interim leader, Nick, he's young, but he's got time in his hands. He's enthusiastic, and I've had words because sometimes he comes across a little bit too, might as well say it like Hitler. I've said that, and he's taking it on board. He's learning, but he has the best interest at what the future holds me at the moment. What we said was, people around me said, "Do you know what's going to happen? You know it's going to platform." And I said, yeah. But I didn't expect it to go this quick. It's been a month. And Cullen, the support from Ireland, from Scotland, from Wales, from all over England has been phenomenal. It's been unreal. So I shall continue. I want to defend, like I said, the self-employed, the infrastructure. I know we've got a problem with immigration, uncontrolled levels of it. That needs to be policed and dealt with a firm hand. And so do all the other issues. I want to talk about uneducated children. I want to talk about these charities who are letting staff go because they can't afford the new national insurance rule, who are protecting abused women. Drug rehabilitation. Set it up. Money should be there. Now, how am I going to do this? You ask. How am I going to do this? People say, Dean, this is a lot of money. How are you going to do it? Do you know how I'm going to do it? I'm going to redirect foreign aid. So we've just sent over $5.5 billion over the last 5 years to 3 different countries. I'm not saying don't send a little bit of money. Let's send $1.5 billion. Let's do our bit. Imagine putting $4 billion back into our own people. So when our economy becomes straight and big and powerful again, then we can help out other people. But let's sort our own garden out. Before you look over your neighbour's garden moaning about them, let's sort your own garden out. Let's produce it. Let's have these people with faith and hope. Now I'm not a leader of the party. I can only suggest this, but that's what I stand for. And that has been heavily listened to. So I want diversity. I want it in the right way. If an area is predominantly of one culture, why? Invest in the white community. If an area is heavily white community and there's some foreigners coming, diverse it up equally, but make sure it's fair. And that's what I stand for, and I think that's what this country needs. And people go to me, do you know what? It makes me laugh, the establishment, the World Economic Forum and stuff like that.
Do you mean people who are just like, I'm not going to bother voting?
Yeah, right. But let me tell you something. In World War II, what was the man's name? Who was the enemy? Who was the enemy to England in World War II?
Adolf Hitler.
Right.
How did he get there?
Not 9/11. Who was behind all that?
Wow.
Saddam. You got Saddam Hussein. You got Osama bin Laden. Look at the carnage that one man caused. We're on the brink of World War III. One man, Putin. very strong man. You can have 1,000 people in this World Economic Forum or establishment. Let me tell you something, it only takes one man that people believe in and follow. And that'll happen. That'll happen. And it's got to be the right man. Nah. Do I want to be an MP? Parliament? I'm a bricklayer. You know, I'm learning as much as I can. I'm not very articulate. I like to explain things in the working class language that people understand. What I can do is help produce something that might be lucrative for a new leader, or whether it be Nick or another leader to come in who is very articulate, who is very qualified in politics. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like Man United, they've got the club, they've got the foundation, they've got the players, they'll attract the best managers where it should be. You know? So no one's big in this country. No one. And it's about doing the right thing for the people. So that's my belief. So it's hard because it costs £30 to join UKIP. I've never joined a political party in my life, but even I paid my £30. Where does that money go? That money's going to go towards conferences, you know, going towards conferences, going towards documentaries, you know, get on the road and letting people see more and more, you know, and that's what it's about. But a lot of people ain't got a £30, but I know they're showing me support still. You know, it's good. Not me. I shouldn't say me. I apologise. The party, the support. Can we do it? If I didn't think we could,
You wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't do it. But to tell me I'm flogging a dead horse, come on. My country's not a dead horse. My people are not a dead horse. How can you think of them like that? So there you go. So, yeah. Edit that bit out recently. You'd get upset there. The street credit go right through the bloody...
Dean, you said at the beginning to show your emotion.
Yeah, oh, blimey. No, do you know what is, right? My thing on that is a gentleman only cries when he's proud. Remember that saying. Remember that saying.
Dean, thank you so much for coming today. I really appreciated this.
No, it's been an absolute pleasure. Absolute pleasure.
What we do with all our guests, we ask them if they could leave us with a message. I know you've spoken very well today and you've directed to the camera a few times, but one more time, final words to the people. Leave us out.
People of Great Britain, no matter your colour, your skin, your gender, a word mentioned in the Bible 365 times. Don't be afraid. Let my strength liberate your self-doubt. God bless you. God bless me. God bless my motherland. Thank you.
God bless, Dean. Hope you enjoyed this one, guys. Until next time, stay central.
The Central Club.